Hi, it's Pinky here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about breastfeeding in public. Now, public could be defined as out and about, or it could be at a family gathering. Public is when there's anyone around that's not usually around when you're home in your own home and you're breastfeeding your baby. So, let's talk about it. I had a lady in a group that I was in a while ago, and she put this video in. She was doing videos for her audience, and it was about extreme breastfeeding. Her definition of extreme was any woman who breastfed in public uncovered. And women don't generally take all their clothes off to breastfeed in public. You might be at the beach or the pool though, and you might be less than covered or covered less, and you might be breastfeeding. And she said it could be offensive to elderly people, to people from other cultures, and heaven forbid, to children. Children. Imagine if they saw breasts. Oh my God. They probably fed from them at some point in their life, and they might have younger siblings who feed from them, and I'm sure mum would sit around if she did. They might have had bars with their mother and seen her breasts, or they might have had a shower or seen their mum get out of the shower. Oh my goodness. How awful for children to see breasts being used for what they were meant for. It's garbage, isn't it? Okay, but if you're a new mum and you're about to go out and about, you might be going out for the first time with your baby, or going to a gathering or with friends or family. Sometimes it's quite daunting because it's not something that you've probably done sober anyway, is whip them out. So while you're sober. So, but I do think if anyone says, I support breastfeeding, but women should do it discreetly, no, sorry ladies, you don't support breastfeeding. Sorry, my screen went black then. You don't support breastfeeding, you support all mothers to breastfeed, okay? However they're managing to do it, if they're breastfeeding. So let's not give breastfeeding mothers a hard time. And if you're breastfeeding, again, a baby's right to feed trumps any adult's discomfort, okay, or their hang-ups about breasts and nipples, okay? They have the choice to look away, and if they don't like it, maybe they could put a cover over their head, okay? If you need to wear a cover, I'm not slamming you either. Some women just feel more comfortable being more covered up, and that's okay too. However you need to do it, you do it. And you're right, you're feeding your baby, it's your body, your breasts, your baby. Do it how you need to do it and feel comfortable how you need to do it. But other people's discomfort is not the responsibility of a mother feeding her baby. And often it's early days when the mother ventures out, and she should not have to stay at home in her kitchen or her bedroom just because she's breastfeeding. The whole point about breastfeeding is that you get out and about, you live a normal life. It's supposed to be convenient, and once you master it, it will be convenient. But as you're learning to breastfeed and you go out for the very first time and you're trying to wrangle a baby that's wriggling, you're trying to get a baby to latch that might be just a bit distracted or just in a new place, or you're just feeling a bit uncomfortable because you're not sitting in the normal chair that you sit in at home, you might be leaking a bit of milk. It can be pretty overwhelming without having to worry about what other people are thinking. What other people are thinking is none of your business, okay? And the more normal it is to see breastfeeding, if you can manage to be out and about and breastfeed your baby, you're normalising this normal function of breasts for everybody else too. You're paving the way for other people. Now on our Instagram we have a hashtag, where are you feeding today? And if you go and look there, you'll see mothers in all sorts of situations. Mothers, farmers. We've got a mum and a wheat harvester. We've got mums at the hairdressers. We've got mums at the beach. Mums at a park, watching their other children play. There's just so many different situations where mothers are living their normal lives, and that's why we've got it. So hashtag, where are you feeding today, without a question mark at the end, okay? So go and put your photos up there, and every month we choose a photo. Now, I don't personally choose them, but every month someone from our staff chooses a photo for the mum of the month, and that mum gets 4 packets of Booby Bickies and a box of Booby Brekkie, our beautiful omega-3 rich cereal, which is really nourishing cereal. It's not low sugar, good, nutritious. Mums need to eat breakfast. So you get a nice big bundle worth over $100 for the mum of the month who's, hashtag, where are you feeding today? So that's pretty neat. So just do it. We just want to encourage mums to support each other, and you can go out and about and breastfeed. You know, breasts are normal. They make milk for babies. Okay, that's what they do. And breast supportable, baby supportable, mothers should be able to go wherever they like. And you know, breastfeeding mothers don't get out of bed in the morning and think, where am I going to flaunt these things today? You know, I'm not going to get my breasts out and scare small children or shame mothers who aren't breastfeeding or whatever people think you're doing. You know, like that person said, you know, about getting your breasts out. If you are going out to breastfeed in public and you are feeling a little bit self-conscious, there are some things that you can do to help you feel a bit more comfortable. First of all, at home, practice in the mirror. See which clothes feel most comfortable for you. You know, is it a breastfeeding singlet? Is it just a normal singlet? If you're wearing a t-shirt, instead of pulling it down, put your clothing up. And you put your baby, because most women are more scared of those, you know, the wobbly bits down there, the wings and the love handles, than actually showing your boobs. So, you know, you'll find that if you pull your shirt up, your baby's going to cover your tummy anyway. And the baby's mouth is going to be covering your nipples. So you're not really showing anything in particular to most people. You know, you have some cleavage, but you might have that anyway. And you know what? People look at billboards with cleavage, don't they? There's Victoria's Secret ads and goodness knows what out there that lots of cleavage, lots of boobs, and boobs are normal and breastfeeding's normal. There. So pull your top up from the bottom, and that's you know, often most of your mummy tummy is going to be covered and your baby's going to cover your breasts anyway. So, and the top cleavage part was generally going to be covered by the top that you've pulled up. So, you know, if you've got a shirt on and button from the bottom, but practice in front of a mirror and see how little you're going to be showing, and you might feel more comfortable. Keeping your baby focused. We actually have some beads here that I'm going to show you. See the bright coloured beads there? Wear them around your neck. Pop the beads on the opposite side that the baby's feeding, so that they're about that high. About that high, the baby's feeding. You've got the thing, baby's on this side. They'll be playing with those very tactile beads as they're feeding, and that will stop a bit of distraction. You know, your baby gets to about 4 months old and they're pretty distracted and they whip around and whip off and you're left spraying. These beads are really helpful. And as we first made them, I was sitting there with Tash, the beautiful girl who was a designer who was making them, and I was thinking, they'll help for the nipple cripple, because the baby will be playing with these tactile beads instead of grabbing mummy's other side, which does happen, that does work for that. But I had mums emailing saying, I'm in a cafe and my baby's focused on his feed because he's playing with the beads. So we started getting several of these emails on our test mummies, and so, you know, it's really quite handy to have those. Whip them out and put them on if you don't want to wear them all the time. And if you really want, you know, feeling a little bit uncomfortable, take a friend for support. Don't go out on your own the first time, and you'll just build up your confidence. You know, take a friend who might be her second or third kid, that she's breastfeeding. She might not be breastfeeding at all, but she might be fierce, because she won't be vulnerable and she'll give anyone the stare that gives you nasty comments. And quite often, people will give you a lovely smile and say you're doing a great job. You don't have to be frightened that everybody's going to be out there to get you because you've got your boobs out, because actually most people couldn't give a stuff. There are just a few mean and stupid people, and if they're going to be mean and stupid, it's their problem, it's not yours. And if they don't like you breastfeeding your baby, tell them to put a blanket over their own heads, or just imagine them with a blanket over their heads. No, take no notice. You're feeding your baby. Your boobs are normal, breasts are normal, breastfeeding's normal, and the more you do it, the more you'll be, the less self-conscious you'll be. So it's just your baby's right to feed trumps anybody else's discomfort, and their discomfort is not your problem.